Shit.
What up, though?
Plug City.
Nobody talking
Shout out
like
my
this.
dog Hank.
Right
Sure,
Ain't nobody plug like this, you know we got it all. Dress from head to toe and hang nation, show you how to ball. Subscribe to the channel right now, check out them interviews. You can see me kicking it with Logic and the homie June. Dropping dope content every week now. So many artists killed it on that Plug City freestyle. No ideas media, we moving kinda different. Stay up in the lab, cooking up like your mama kitchen. Number one in the streets, you know we got it locked. They put times on the beat, so now I got it hot. So tune in, leave a like and subscribe. You locked in with Plug City, now enjoy the vibe.
Ain't nobody plug like this, you know we got it all. Dress from head to toe and hang nation, show you how to ball. Subscribe to the channel right now, check out the interviews. You can see me kicking it with Logic and the homie June. Yeah, shouts out to Plug City. Make sure y'all go over there and tap in. Leave a like and subscribe. Dope Ideas Media. Yeah. Ain't nobody plug like this. Ain't nobody plug like this. Ain't nobody plug like this. Ain't nobody plug like this.
Welcome to Plug City, Dope Ideas Media. I'm your host, June.
I'm saying, what up? It's your boy Project Logic, man. We got a special guest in here today, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What up, Plug City? Yakgod Drizz, CEO of the Yakgods, VP of the Burbs Networks, cameraman for Paper Plane Society. Got a lot of shit going on.
Many hats.
Yeah, man. So, you know what I'm saying? We just going to kind of pop it off. This is our first episode doing it this style. We switching the format a little bit, you know what I'm saying? We tinkering with some new things. You can't stay, stagnant when you're in business. Business is all about growth. If you're not growing, you're dying. So, a different look here. So,
For sure.
but the same dope content, the same aggressive interviewing style. So we ain't switching that up. But this is about Drizz right now. So, yo, Drizz, let's start it off, man. Tell us a little bit about you as far as where you from.
Well, it's in the name as far as the city go. I'm from Pontiac, Michigan. I'm from the east side of Pontiac, Michigan. I grew up listening to like Coop, Nut, Lon Juan, Binks, Interstate Ace. And that was the blueprint for me. And then Boog and them as well. Even though like we closer in age, but they was not scared to hit the booth before me. You feel me?
Talking about more, 4 Block, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, but let's take it back a little bit to pre-rap Drizz. You know what I'm saying? Just before you got into music, what was you on?
Music, I can't even lie. Like from I want to say I wrote my first verse probably in like the 3rd grade. And I got receipts. Zell was there, Zell Jackson. Zell was there.
Shout out to
Zell
Zell.
used to rap too. Zell been rapping since we was a little kids, for
Okay.
real. But before that, I was freestyling. That's why I don't know. Like I rarely freestyle now, but as a kid and all the way up until like high school, that's what it was. Niggas was freestyling all the time, freestyling off of YouTube beats, freestyling off niggas beating on the table. So yeah, like I don't really know what is pre-music.
So it wasn't never like sports. You wasn't hooping, football, or nothing like that. It was just always music for you.
A little, like I made one team in the 7th grade, and after that, and then I don't even know. I ain't even really like. I ain't want to be an NBA player. I wanted to rap, so
That's what's
I
up.
did it because we was hooping on the block, and I was a little bit better than the majority of the kids out there. So I just hooped. I made it on the 7th grade team. I ain't never tried for hooping again after that. It was just I was in the booth.
Straight up. That's what's up. So let's keep it on music then. So at what point, you said you wrote your first rap in like 3rd grade. So like at what point did you really decide to like, yo, I'm going to start trying to take this serious?
That was 7th grade after the basketball season. My step pops, Interstate Ace, he was rapping before I was born. So basically it was in my house from the time that I knew how to talk. It was already there. So I started taking it serious about 6th, 7th grade, but I still wasn't hitting the studio. I just was writing. I wanted to go to the studio with them. So it was like, for me, I felt like until I get them niggas to take me to the studio, I wasn't ready for that shit.
Okay.
And Then shit, 7th grade summer came. I wrote a verse. It was the song called Raise Your Ease. It's still on YouTube right now. Me, being Poe, Ace on the song. That's the first time I cussed in front of him on the verse. And these niggas just tripped. They like, niggas, we been waiting on the whole time. We been knowing you cuss. Your badass been cussing since you was like 10. But you want to get in front of us and rap like you Poindexter. We ain't taking you to the studio with that shit.
That's what's
So
up.
I gave them some hood shit in the verse, and then they was like, yep, that's the one. Let's go to the booth. And I really just was active from that point on.
That's what's up. So I kind of want to talk about that a little bit because that's a dope point that you kind of making as far as Interstate Ace being your beginning, or the first person locally, I should say at least, that you kind of looked up to, that like, I want his approval. You know what I'm saying? So how did that shape you moving forward? Like, is it still a thing where you currently still want to make sure you're getting that approval, or do you feel like you outgrew that? Like, how does that work?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't never think I'll grow out of that. Like sometimes I even feel like the nigga spirit around me when I'm writing verses. I think me and music, that's gonna always be my connection with him, whether he here or not here.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of fun. So let me ask you this. What type of response would you get from him? Would he be critical of you? Would he just be okay and everything? How would that go?
I wish I knew the exact number of verses that I rapped to them before I went to the booth, because it was so many, and he wasn't holding me up. It wasn't, he ain't give a fuck about I'm your step pops when it come to rap. Nigga, that's whack. Yeah. Flat out. And that's why I don't know how to really sugarcoat it when I'm talking to niggas about music, because I feel like I wouldn't have personally grew if they would have been like, oh, that's all right, but I feel like them telling me like, nigga, that's whack. That gassed me. That had me like, all right, what can I say really that's gonna have these niggas like, yeah. I don't feel like I would have had that same energy if they would have been like trying to play it soft with me. Yeah,
and that's the point I was trying to make, because it's like, I notice you're that type of person. You know what I'm saying? That you are super critical of everybody, but specifically people who you rock with. Yeah. Like, you don't sugarcoat nothing. But to me, you know what I'm saying, it never comes across malicious. It just comes across as, matter of factly. Like, yo, that ain't it. Or, yeah, that's dope or whatever. And it's funny seeing how different people respond to different types of, criticism, whether you sugarcoating and patting it on the back, or just being, blunt, yo, that's fire, yo, that's whack. And you saying that kind of molded you. So it's kind of, I see that a little bit in how you deal with people and stuff like that. So that's kind of dope, actually, showing that side. Do you feel like when you give criticism of people or props or whatever it may be, do you feel that it's received the way it should be?
Rarely.
Why do you think that is?
Most people say it's because of my approach, but I personally feel like because people getting more and more tender. That's what I think. I think the world getting more and more tender, like, as the years go by, because some of the stuff I be saying to people, I be really feeling like it's gonna lead somewhere good, but it be turning into drama sometimes. And I be like, how you get mad at that, bro? Like,
but now let me piggyback off that. Do you remember the first time me and you actually interacted?
Not the first time, but
you was ready to scrap.
That's what I think that's why the internet be having me arguing with people, because people think I be ready to scrap.
No, you said you ready to scrap. Do you? Okay, let me tell you the story.
If you came out and said you ready to scrap. Let me tell you about
the first time me and you ever had an interaction. And Wayne,
the internet can't twist that.
Yeah, and Wayne probably remember the story, right? So it was around the time when me and my boy Jarrell had the studio downtown Pontiac. And remember, Wayne, we brought you down to the studio, had Genius come down there, like, yo, we're going to pay for the beat, pay for the session, write a joint on the spot. So we got Wayne down there to the studio, and we down there in the studio, and I'm like, yo, we about to start up the little freestyle sessions and shit and get niggas down here to freestyle and all that. And he was like, bet. Huh? It was right before Rap Renaissance. That conversation turned into Rap Renaissance. And he was like, bet, yeah, my YG niggas, we'll come down here and kill that bitch. And I'm like, who is your YG niggas? And he told me y'all names. So I got on social media and was like, yo, my little cuz Wayne talking about his YG niggas, the coldest. I ain't never heard of them niggas. Like, yo, how about them niggas come down here and show what they got? So the first thing I seen was Zach Bleezers. Niggas always throwing YG name out there like they with that shit, nigga. I'll pull up for real. I was like, dog, we was just talking music. Like, this nigga talking about, I'll pull up for real, man. Don't play with the YG's name, man. Like, I'm like, bro, this nigga was really ready to go. And we was just talking music.
I
so,
needed some coffee.
And then the second time, you know, with the 14 KT thing, like, bro, this nigga still hold that shit over my head.
That was funny to me, though.
Yeah, but it was, and because by this point I kind of had a good feel for who you were and your personality, but I understood where you was coming from. But it's like you still had that same mentality of, yeah, I hear what you saying, but nah, nigga. And that's how people respond to you a lot of times. So it's always kind of funny to me how, you know, it's like you a lot of times respond to that same type of And just to be clear, shout out to Oob. He started up a thing called Beat 16, pairing 8 MCs randomly with 8 producers randomly. And they come together and they got to spit a 16 over the same sample. And it was a contest and it was dope. And Drizz got paired with a super dope producer by the name of 14 KT.
Tell him what you said.
And I'm gonna tell what I said but this is the thing though, right? But so what Drizz did, he already dropped this song, recorded the video, but hadn't released it yet. So he hyping this song up like, yo, when niggas hear my shit, I'm blowing everything out the water. Niggas can't fuck with me, yada yada yada. So I'm like, I'm expecting to hear the way I felt when American Gangster first came on. Like, I'm on 10. Like, I'm feeling like when I first heard Drake So Far Gone, I'm expecting the world to drop.
I don't understand why he don't feel like that.
And when I heard it, the expectations was so high that I couldn't enjoy it like my first 2 listens. And I don't know if anybody can relate to this. Like, I know a lot of people who, like, never been to Chick-fil-A, they hear so much about it, and then the first time you go and you like, this? But Chick-fil-A is dope as fuck. But it's like your expectations be so high, you be expecting more than a chicken sandwich. And so with Drizz, I was expecting more than a dope freestyle because he was days and days and days telling niggas that y'all not fucking with me. And I think I said, like, hearing Drizz song was like expecting 100,000 and winning 10,000. Like, it's still dope, but it's like my expectations was so high. And boy, the paragraph that I got from saying that.
Sick, like what?
But what was crazy about that though, and I made sure I came back and said it too, was after a while, after I let the hype and all that die down, and I actually could just sit back and listen to the song. It is dope as fuck. It's a dope ass joint, but it was. Yeah, he killed that bitch.
Oob would say when I judge Oob music posts, he'd say let's compare it. So that's my challenge to y'all at Plug City. Go to that round because the B16 group's still up, and listen to mine. Listen to everybody who was in the round with me, and tell me who shit sound like 100 racks. That's all I'm saying. I wasn't saying in the world. I was saying for this contest, what I just heard, everybody in my round, y'all boys did not come with it. This is not the pressure.
But keep it real though. You were saying that before the songs even dropped though. Like what?
No, I heard them.
Oh, you heard them already?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I hadn't heard them.
I was hearing them. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on y'all ass.
You remember who was in your round?
Not exactly. I just know they can't fuck with me.
And I think, looking back, I think he did have the best one that round. I ain't gonna hold you up. He did have the best one that round, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm like, yeah, these ain't it.
But the hype was so high that my expectations be high. Like, I'll be buying into niggas' energy. I'm an energy person. If you bad energy, I don't like being around you. If you good energy, I like being around you. If you're competitive, it make me competitive. So I'm hearing this, and I'm like, yo, this about to.
I will give him, I ain't write it like I was in the booth with Hov. Sometimes I get a cold ass verse because I act like Hov in the booth finna go after me on the track. And that shit be having me like, oh yeah. But I wasn't on that at that point. I just had heard, I think it was like somebody had got in the group and said they dropped out the round. So we was like already a person short. And I was hearing the songs. They was like posting the snippets in their story and shit. So I'm like, oh yeah, this shit ain't about to be nothing. Then we on a time limit. So I'm like, yeah, I'm finna fuck y'all boys up. This shit is easy as hell. Y'all ain't even put no type of thought into what y'all saying. Then remember, I had the thing with Del Gotti in the group. It wasn't like no beef, but I was like,
yeah, you told him his shit wasn't it.
Yeah, I'm like, if you gonna use this, if you gonna rhyme the same word 3 times, that's why I was talking like that, because I was picking shit apart from everybody who went in my round and in my verse. I did it better. That's why I was talking like that. But you got to go back and peep that.
But it's two things with that, right? One is like it's hard to take criticism from a nigga you competing against. Yeah. Like rapping is like being in a boxing ring, and if y'all niggas in the middle of a 12-round heavyweight fight, I ain't trying to listen to you tell me, yo, your legs ain't square, your shoulders ain't square, nigga, you're not loosening your shoulder up, like, yo, you in competition, yeah, like we in competition, you know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna be taken a different way from a peer, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Del Gotti too. It's funny, me and Del Gotti talked about that. Like, this was a rap contest.
He think I hate his guts. I love Del.
Yeah, but you know, because everybody don't take criticism the same way. Everybody don't feed off of it the same way. Some people look at it from their perspective of how they view you. Like, a lot of motherfuckers who don't rock with me because of the way they view what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying, just the way they view it. So like, I'll say something, I'll give a 5-minute explanation, and they'll be like, so basically, and it's like, no, that's not basically, though. The Cliff Notes will never give you the full experience of the book. Like, you can't. So basically, this nuanced, complex thing I'm trying to tell you. So, and you be the same way a lot of time, but they always gonna take it a different way when they feel like you competition. You know what I'm saying? And that was the Jay-Z and Nas situation, the Drake and Jay-Z situation, the Wayne and Gilly situation. It's like, bro, you can't big bro me when we in competition for a release date. So it always kind of, it always comes off. We're going to come back to this a little bit in a minute, though. But talk to us a little bit about YGs, how that actually started.
So the YGs first was FG Nation first, before anything. And that stands for Fly Guy Nation, which was started by DJ Kobe and his brother. So DJ Kobe and his brother, when they brought me a part of that, we was still in school. I ain't made Wayne yet. Really nobody that's YG right now. I ain't know none of them yet, except Cap. I knew Cap, but he wasn't an artist yet. So what we was doing was we was linked up with my cousin Trevor. His artist named Drizz, he the producer. Well, he a producer. We was linking up with him and we was cooking up like 6 nights a week in his mama garage, winter, summer, spring, fall, whatever weather, making music. And then I just was growing it. Like, my little brother, he was cool with Wayne first, and he actually introduced Wayne to me. And Wayne rapped for about, no exaggeration, about 4 hours straight.
That's Wayne.
Snapping. This was like, what, 15-year-old Wayne? 17. So it came, how we got it from FG Nation to Yakgod is funny. So I'm on the internet, just like Logic saying, I'm criticizing motherfuckers. That's what I be doing sometimes. Like, cause I feel like everybody do got dopeness in them. So, and it was always motherfuckers who would reach out to me, you feel me? Whether it was like raw criticism or it was always somebody like that for me in the Yak that was like, look, you can do this better and it'll help you. You could do this and it'll help you. Or a motherfucker be like, that shit ain't hard. Like, I look at all that as growing tools, but everybody ain't like that. So I'll be trying to be like that for people. Damn, where I started at? I'm talking about 8 things right now. Yeah,
man. You just kind of talk about how the Yakgod started.
Yeah, that's how the Yakgod started. So I'm criticizing Don as. That's what I'm criticizing. I'm criticizing him on the internet. Then he cut into me like, what you think you is, the Yak Mayor, the Yakgod? I'm like, damn.
Don who?
Don Hamler.
Okay.
Lil Don. So he like, what you think you the Yak Mayor, the Yakgods? And then instantly when I read it, I'm like, that's sweet. So it was really that simple. We just switched from FG Nation to the Yakgods off of that. I'm like, matter of fact, we are. Thanks.
Appreciate you.
That's exactly who we're going to be from now on, the Yakgods.
All right, so you said Cap, you, Wayne. Who else is Yakgod?
Toon, Pee Wee, them the artists. Me, Cap, Wayne, Toon, Pee Wee. We got my girl, she does the merch, Jalen Washington. We have Sean, he the entrepreneur Negro. He do a lot of things. You got to get in touch with Sean, you know, and y'all can talk about his services and what he got to offer. We ain't gonna talk about that on camera. Then we got like, you know how like it was Dipset and then it was the Bird Gang, but they was the same thing. So we got like cousin, affiliate, squads too, like Paper Plane Society. They might as well be YG. They ain't from here, but we collab with them a lot. Like whenever y'all see on social media, me and Wayne out of town, 9 times out of 10, we with them. We working on music, videos. Same way, like if they was here, we'd be doing it. So that's why we call them like affiliate members. And also OTB, we just locked in with OTB. Them affiliates, they from out of Detroit. Von Classics, he a producer for OTB. They got Official Scholar, OTB Reek, OTB Butter, OTB Bruce. And everybody hard. Like, if you know me, you know, like, I ain't discriminating if you my mans. If you whack, I'm going to be like,
you whack.
Yeah. So, everybody hard. Like, the initial team and the affiliates of the Yakgods, I feel like right now we built up to the team that I always was trying to get.
Okay. Now talk about it a little bit, because in the intro, you know, made sure you let us know, you know, Yakgod Drizz CEO, you know what I'm saying? So talk about how difficult it is, you know, actually dealing with and managing, for the lack of better words, and being a leader of other artists who are independent and have their own mentality on how to do things, and you being an artist yourself and still trying to, you know, you pretty much finding your way in the business while leading other people who are finding their way in the business. Kind of talk a little bit about that and how that dynamic plays out.
I'm going to be honest, I ain't never did nothing harder in my life. Nothing, bro. Like, being the CEO of the Yakgods is harder than being a videographer. Because I think the hard part about it is everybody know that they so much better than the average rapper and where we from, that everybody, like, people don't want to put in that work. They feel like we are good enough to where if we keep dropping music, somebody gonna come get us and put that bag in. But I be trying to explain, we in the era where you damn near, you gotta have some type of bag yourself for them to even look at you, because you gotta have an X amount of following. You feel me? Like, they want to see certain stuff already from you, because it ain't no artist development no more.
No A&Rs,
with labels. They
none of
don't
that.
do none of that.
Yeah.
You got to already have that together. They really looking to partner with artists, seeing how they can make money off your audience.
Yeah.
So that's the hard thing, really, like, trying to convey that message to them, because they young artists and they know what they was taught when they first start rapping. They don't know, like, of the game changing every year.
Now, I've had this conversation with multiple people. I've had this conversation with Sin during his interview. You know, I've talked to Oob about this, talking to you about this, and being in a leadership role, right, in the industry that, and this isn't a shot, so don't take it that way, but because you haven't made it yet, right? And I think this is the theme you hear in a lot of small cities, where people don't want to take advice from people who haven't made it yet.
That's
like,
real.
I don't want you to coach me on basketball if you ain't made it to the league, or if you didn't start at U of M.
That's
you know
real.
what I'm saying? Don't come talking to me about business if you ain't made $1 million in business. So it's like, we got a lot of super dope talent in Pontiac and the Detroit hip hop scene too, but people who just don't want to hear it from people like you, Sin, and Oob, who have the knowledge, but they always looking at your background. Like, okay, with all this knowledge, why ain't you on then? You know, why haven't you made it then? And now you're trying to, you know, manage these people and explain this stuff to them while simultaneously doing it yourself. And now that puts you under the microscope, because they looking at you like, okay, well, if you know this, why ain't you?
I ain't gonna lie, that turned me up. Like, right now, that's really why I've been rapping again, because it's like, I ain't gonna lie, that make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Do it not? That make perfect
Yeah.
sense. So it's like, fuck it. I've been trying to drill it in y'all head, drill it in y'all head, drill it in y'all head. But it'd be different if I could just show y'all. So that's why I'm like, fuck
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna get on the plane. I'm gonna go shoot my videos, OT. I'm gonna go tap in with this DJ. I'm gonna go tap in with this artist and do features and let my, let my boys know. Like, it works. Like, you got to network and build your network up for your name and brand to grow. Like, I don't know. Like, I look at everybody who rapping around here, and I don't see, like, not like around here because we in the city, but Pontiac, I don't see a lot of artists talking about making money off of that music. And I do. So I feel like, shit, I can tell you.
Talk your shit a little bit.
Money off of your music. I'm making some off mine. It ain't thousands and thousands of dollars, but I get a check from my shit. If you ain't getting a check from your shit, you should listen. I feel like.
Facts. That's what's up.
And he be listening. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, he listens now.
Sometimes he like
he
partially.
listen. Okay.
He listen to what he want to listen to. You see, he listen enough to get that bag.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. Hey, oh, you talking money? I'll listen in. Like, oh, you talking about some dollars? All right.
But you know what? It's sad because why does it take money for you to listen to somebody? Like, I understand, you're going to follow the money, but at the same time, somebody can be giving you some real wholesome advice that's, that can tell you, that can actually give you some game, and you be like, and you don't respect it because they ain't there yet.
These facts. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't even be where I'm at. Like, I ain't famous like he said. I ain't made it. I'm still grinding hard as hell every day, but I have progressed a lot from where I started as an artist and cameraman. And I wouldn't have made it here if I didn't listen to certain shit CN say, Oob say, Logic say. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why people feel like it take money to have knowledge, because you really can get knowledge with time. If you got enough time to read or look into something deep enough, you can gain the knowledge.
I mean, I get it though, right? It's like I'm not overly critical of it, but I live my life by Jay-Z quotes. I think I say this in every interview. And Jay-Z said, I can't help the poor if I'm one of them. So I got rich and gave back. To me, that's the win-win. Right. So it's kind of hard because we're in the music business, right? So there's music, which is the art, the passion that we love, and there's the business, which is commerce, the exchange of a product for funds. So if you're trying to tell me what I need to do in the music business, okay, show me that this makes business sense.
Absolutely.
My very first project that I did, the first JFK project, we spent about, and this is a local project, between the three of us, $8,000. Videos, features, mixing, mastering, the fold out cover, and we didn't recoup that bread, but everybody who heard our project fucked with it. Every time we hopped on the stage, we got love. So it's like, I can tell you how to make a dope project, but somebody was like, okay, yo, show me how. I ain't got $8,000 to blow. I ain't got people behind me who putting money behind me for me to keep doing this. So show me how this is going to make me some money. Show me how this is going to make good business sense. And this is the argument me and Sam have all the time. It's like, nobody doubts your knowledge. Kanye did a whole skit about keeping yourself warm with your degrees. Like, who cares if you got the knowledge if it can't make money? Yeah. So if you can show me how this knowledge is going to make me some money, that's why when you go places like New York and Atlanta, where niggas can say, yo, I lived in the building right next door to French Montana. I remember when he was pressing up the Coca-Cola t-shirts, and now I see his progress, and they follow that. You go to Atlanta and motherfuckers, yo, I remember when Jeezy was this nigga. And they can follow a blueprint to get them to where he's at now. And it's like they looking at us or looking at you or looking at the Oobs and looking at the Sands. It's like, yo, what blueprint am I following? You know what I'm saying? What is the value of the knowledge? So that's where the problem comes into play. So
I always say I don't flex enough, because if I was to flex the shit that I be on, I think people would listen more. Like, I ain't worked in 3 years. I made my girl in a position where she don't work. We drive a whip from 2021, you feel me? I just sold my other car to my brother because he started his business. I ain't want him to start business.
Do y'all have children?
One.
So hold on one second. We're going to let you flex for a minute. You said you and your girl have kids. Do y'all live with your mom?
No.
Y'all live with your dad?
No.
Y'all live with your friends? No. Y'all got your own spot? 2021 automobile, run your own business, and you ain't had a job in 3 years.
I haven't. My girl, she just quit working this year.
Okay, so you doing all this off of
Music and videos, my baby.
So there we go. So, and that's what I'm talking about. When you can tell people that, at least you have a reference point or somewhere where you can say, yo, I ain't a millionaire, but for 3 years I done held my family down, and now I put my girl in position to be able to do the same thing. Like, that's where the business comes into play.
How would it feel for me not to have to work for 3 years and I can just make money off music and filming?
Not work for somebody else.
Work
Drizz be working.
Like,
I see him working.
No pun intended.
Yeah,
I'm just saying working for somebody
Employer.
else.
Punching that clock.
Punching
Trust
the
me.
clock.
Cap and Wayne, when the last time I went to somebody's job?
That's it's a beautiful thing.
That's a good feeling, man. That's dope though. But but you do need to flex a little bit though. You do need to let people know. Like, people need to have something to aspire for. Jordan sticking that tongue out, and remember that Gatorade commercial? Sometimes I dream he is me like Mike. Like, why do I want to be like Mike? Because of these rings, nigga. Why do I want to be like Mike? Because of these contracts, nigga. Why you want to be like LeBron? Why you want to be like Jay? Whoever you look up to, it's always something. You know what I'm saying? And when you put that out there, like, yo, I got something, people who don't have that something is going to follow that. And you even see it when people get when they get in Ford or GM, and then what they first thing they want to do, they want to sell their referrals. I got something that you want. And for a month or so, they the most popular person on the net. How much for the app? How much for the referral? Because I got something that you want. I'm somewhere you want to be. Right. And when you let people know you where they want to be, people who want to be there is going to follow behind you. And so don't be afraid to, like, yo, sometimes you got to hold your nuts a little bit and be like, the same way you do on your rap shit, like, y'all niggas ain't fuck with me on this rap shit, like, y'all ain't fuck with me on this business shit, you know what I'm saying? And you, where you at? Jay-Z started saying he was the best rapper alive before people started believing it. And then Wayne came behind and started saying the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. And we was like, are you sure? And then he dropped a couple mixtapes like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. So, you know what I'm saying?
He went on a run.
You got to put it out there. Them droughts, bro, he let the streets know. So it's like, when you got it, man, you got to let the people know that you got it, especially when you're in a leadership position, because they got to see what you're leading from. But kind of back to the Yak guys a little bit. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Rank the Yak guys, man. Like, tell me each Yak guy, as far as just the rappers. Give me one pro and one con of why you rank them. And I'm put you on the spot too, so we gonna rank from bottom to top.
With me included?
With you included.
That's pressure.
And we gonna see how honest you being. You know what I'm saying? Keep it 100, like why you rank them, where you rank them. So we're gonna start with the bottom.
Ranking it, let me see what's my whole criteria though first before I rank it. Like,
okay, so you know what? Let me give you the criteria. Let me set you up. So that way, at least if niggas be mad at you, like, yo, Logic said that. Like, let me take the pressure off you a little bit.
They're going to blame you anyway.
Yeah, so we talking. So we going to talk, number one, we going to talk talent. So we saying, yo, who's the most talented? We're going to keep it 3 steps. Number 2, hustle. Who's actually doing the most with their talent? And then the third and final thing would be potential. So those are the 3 things, just who's the most talented, who's working the hardest, and who has the most potential. And take all 3 of those things and judge each person accordingly.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed the hardest question ever posed on Plug City.
Because he an asshole like me, so when you can be an asshole a little bit, so we're going to start at the bottom. You said it's 4 rappers, right?
Yeah,
4,
5 including me.
Okay, so 5. So we're going to start with number 5. So who would you put in number, as a CEO? Who would you put, and think of it from this standpoint. If today you was to wake up this morning and you had $30 million in your bank account and you like, yo, I'm about to push this Yak guys
really
team.
Make it easy.
Boom.
Right there.
But you're still judging off the same 3 criteria though. Who's
Keeping the criteria in mind.
The talent, the hustle, and the potential. So those are the criteria.
And you said we starting from the end.
Start from the bottom. So who's number 5? Who's the last person you would invest in out of the YGs?
Now, you will invest in all of them, but who's the last?
Just what order? What order?
Number 5 is Cap right now.
Okay.
So
why is Cap number 5?
Cap probably ain't even been in a studio and probably like,
Cap, we need you to step it up.
Yeah. Talent, that's no question. The nigga can write his ass off. He got a rap voice. He out cold. He wouldn't even be able to call himself Yakgod if he wasn't cold. He can
Okay.
rap, but when is you gonna rap?
Okay, so
Cap number 5.
so his talent is dope, but he just ain't got the hustle yet. He ain't really pushing it like he should be.
Yeah, Cap top 3 pen wise.
Okay.
And Yakgod.
Okay.
Right now with the criteria on the line and the money on line, number 5.
Okay.
But Cap focus ain't on music right now.
Okay.
That's why he ain't in the booth.
Okay. That's fair enough.
I'm gonna throw that out there.
All right.
He
makes a
is
difference.
active on something, but it ain't music right now.
Okay. So who's number 4?
Number 4, Pee Wee.
Pee Wee. Why is Pee Wee number 4?
Pee Wee is in his own way, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, so give me something. So this is what I want to make sure we do.
You
though.
can't get.
No. We gonna let him leave it at that because I know how they get down. So, but give me something positive about Pee Wee too, though. Like I don't just want you to throw.
That's
why
what
he
I was
number
gonna say.
4.
You got to
give
put
me
something good out
positive
there.
about Pee Wee.
Now this was finna make niggas mad right here.
Oh shit!
The positive gonna make niggas mad.
Yes.
Okay.
The positive is gonna make niggas mad. Logic.
Okay.
Pee Wee after me with the pen.
Okay.
That's who right here be like, shit. Why is this nigga trying to get on this with me?
Okay.
Now I gotta think harder. Why
Okay.
you want to get on here with me, Pee Wee?
But he just in his way.
He on some bullshit. He ain't
Okay.
making good decisions all the time.
And as a CEO, sometimes you gotta say that. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was watching Beanie Siegel, just real quick interlude. I was watching his Drink Champs, and he was talking about how when Jay-Z said, "Beans, I ain't trying to change you, just give you some game to make the transition from the streets to the fame."
Right.
He said, "I was pissed off because Jay-Z never had that conversation with me." He like, "That's why I was mad because you said that on the record, but you never had this conversation with me." Yeah. But then later on down the line, I realized that you saying that on the record was the conversation. Because at that point, I wasn't trying to hear shit you were saying.
Yeah.
I was still so far in the streets that you couldn't reach me with a sit down. You had to say these bars and make me sit on it. So sometimes a nigga like Pee Wee might have to hear that here for him to realize, yo, this nigga just said, yo, I'm right there with him on the bars. I'm just this, and that could be that sometimes. So sometimes sometimes it might take something like that to get to him. So
Boy be saying some shit, man.
who's number 3?
Number 3,
Tune. So why is Tune number 3? Give me the positive and the negative. One positive and one negative as to why he's 3.
I'm gonna say the negative about Tune is because Tune is like tunnel vision. You know how you could be tunnel vision to a fault.
Yeah.
So that's Tune right now. Tune is tunnel vision to a fault. Like
Okay.
he supposed to be here.
Okay.
I hit him up while I was just sitting over there. He at the crib, like you just too zoned out. You ain't checked the group chat so you can know like you too zoned out. But on the positive, Tune is the most versatile artist out of all of us.
Okay.
Cause I feel like if he tried hard enough, he can rap like us, but can't none of us rap like him. I don't think personally.
That's some real shit. So who's number 2?
Wayne.
Why is Wayne number 2? Wayne is the most annoying artist I've ever met in my life, bro.
Why ain't sitting here shaking his head?
Listen, but I've let June and Hank hear. He got this joint called Bands on My Feet. It is still to this day. He let me hear the joint 3 years ago.
It's
2
a
years
hit.
ago. It is still in my mind the best song I've ever heard from any Pontiac artist ever.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
excluding nobody. Like that's my favorite song ever. And every time he texts me or inbox me a song and let me hear it, and it's not Bands on My Feet, I just be wanting to delete it. Like, yo, I don't want it like this. Like, yo, imagine having a winning lottery ticket in your pocket for 2 years and just not cashing it in. You just want to walk around with the ticket in your pocket like, yo, I got this ticket. Like, you going to lose that bitch. Like, cash that bitch in. Like, oh, man, I be want to yell at this nigga sometimes, but I can't because he can box now. So, moving on.
I was on his head about that, but then he just let me know it's deeper than rap, so I let it go. Shit.
Yeah. But, man, all
That
right.
should be deeper than rap.
We going to let that one go because we can stay on that for it can turn into a Wayne J interview. So, but yeah, so give me the positive as to why he's number 2, and then give me the negative.
The positive why number 2 because like I'll be feeling like he ain't listening a lot, but then if I pay attention to what he doing, I see that he is. Like he have been retaining some of the shit that people been telling him. I ain't even gonna say just me, because there's a lot of people that want to see Wayne win in music because he got the talent to
Yeah, facts.
So if when I'm paying attention to him, when I ain't barking at him, because that's my problem, I be always, because I expect him to be on the same type of time as me. But I got to remember, I'm 30, he 25. And he got 5 kids, I got 1. It's a big-ass difference.
Yeah.
Real big difference. So when I pay attention and see, like, he is putting in effort, I see, like, okay, he wasn't doing that before, so somebody must have taught him that. He must have been listening to somebody. So that's the positive. The negative is he need to turn it up.
Facts.
The grind, he just need to turn it up. Like, he'll make an excuse before he make a way. For sure. For sure. Because he got resources out here.
Yeah. That's a
Whatever
fact.
he trying to
That's
do
a fact.
in the world, he got the resources out here. But before he think about how he finna cut into the resource to make it happen, because he a grown man, he got pride, niggas don't want to ask for nothing.
Yeah.
He gonna make an excuse first. No, I ain't finna do that. Woo, 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 coming up, woo, 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 coming up. Because he don't want to have a conversation of, all right, I need you for this. Woo, whoop. And I understand that too. Cause
Yeah, that's
I hate
tough.
having that conversation.
That's
with
tough. I'm the
people.
same way. Like, I'm the same way. I hate needing another motherfucker for some shit that I'm
Anything,
doing.
it could be something petty like,
Yeah, because you never know. And this was a conversation we had on the prior Plug City on why dudes will say, I love you to another dude who's dead. Oh, I love my homie, you know what I'm saying? But they won't say it while he's alive, right? Because you know it can be used against you. You know what I'm saying? You know, once the beef come, oh, just 2 weeks ago you was now. So people a lot of times don't want to reach out and ask, so they feel like it can be weaponized later on down the line. Nigga, you was asking me for, and you know what I'm saying? As a man, that's a shot at your pride. And niggas die for their pride, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand that. So before I let you, because we obviously we know who's number one. So let me ask you this real quick. So, because as the CEO, you pointed out all of your artists' shortcomings, all of their positives. Let me ask you this. How much responsibility do you take for your artists' negatives?
I ain't gonna lie. Like, as of the last couple months, I ain't really been on their ass. So I can say right now, I'm partially responsible for some of the shit not going how it's supposed to go.
Okay.
Because they have been, like, reaching out to me for, like, artwork and shit like that. And I've been, shit, y'all been on some bullshit. I'm doing this Jack Bleeds and shit. But that's why, though, because it's like when I be, let's do this, motherfuckers be having an excuse for me. So I'll be like, when I'm over it, don't ask me for it now. But I need to get out of that because I'm older and I'm in the role of leadership. So I gotta understand sometimes they gonna be doing shit they ain't gonna be able to move when I want them to move.
And that's tough being a leader because that's everything. Anytime the name Yakgod is used, it come back on you because it's yours. Anything your artist is doing is positive, that come back on you. That's just like if you own the McDonald's, but you just own it. That bitch might be in Pontiac. You live in Florida. When some shit go wrong, that's falling back on you. It don't matter if you was there or not. It don't matter. You hired that manager. You hired that store manager. You let that manager hire the cook. All that shit fall back on you as a leader. So everything positive, you never gonna get the credit for it. It's always gonna go to, damn, who made this burger? Oh, Wayne, that burger crazy. Who made these fries? Oh, Pee-wee, them fries crazy. But when shit go wrong, let me talk to the boss. They don't want to talk to the boss when shit go good. So it's always gonna be incumbent on you to make sure your team is functioning the way they need to function, because that's always gonna fall. Oh, you the leader. You supposed to be the nigga who know the shit, and then you like, but Wayne. Oh, so you not a leader. If you gonna put it back on them, like if you gonna lead, I mean, I'm up front, y'all niggas behind me. So I'm taking all the shots so y'all niggas can get through this bitch clean. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, when you leading, like it's dope that you doing that, you taking responsibility for what you're not doing, making sure them niggas get their flowers and being honest and giving them their criticism. So that's dope. And that's it was kind of set up question. I want you to, and you actually said it, so it was dope. But now tell us a little bit about why you would be number one. What's your positive and what's your negative? And do you think your negative would be the same negative your artist would say?
No, I don't know what they say my negative is. I think my negative is I'm not dropping enough music. That's my thing. I think I ain't dropping enough music. I ain't inviting them to the studio enough. So that's why the chemistry kind of like it's up and down.
Okay.
So I gotta like orchestrate more like team studio time where we really getting to know each other. And we know each other. We hang with each other sometimes, smoke, kick it. We share each other's solo music that we working on and shit like that. Let each other hear it before it come out to the public and criticize it with each other. So it ain't like we not actively working together. We just gotta cultivate it.
So let me ask you this, Dan. Kind of playing off what just happened with Dipset versus the Lox. Would you say you guys are more so friends first who started rapping together, or y'all started rapping together and then became friends, or y'all just label mates and not really friends? How would you kind of categorize the Yakgods as a whole? Because that plays a big part in
It depends on who we talking about.
Okay.
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but shit, really, everybody knew each other before they did songs with each other.
Okay.
Everybody did. Like, I met Pee Wee and Tune. Like, we always have like an introductory session before anybody do songs. We had like the little meet and greet. You would come around, we would bring everybody else and they'd vibe with you. And we got to vote. Like, that's the other thing, too. Like, people don't just get drug in. Like, it got to be a vote.
Okay.
If everybody don't vibe with you, then you can't be in.
Okay. So y'all kind of the bulk of the relationship came through doing music. Like, y'all knew who each other was. Like, oh yeah, that's dude, he cool. But it wasn't like, kind of like, to compare, it kind of wasn't like the Lox. Like, y'all niggas grew up together and hung together every day.
We
then
wasn't
like,
trapping together or nothing like that. And then, like I said, I'm 4-5 years older than most of them, so we wasn't in class together or none of that. But outside of school, like, I could say the majority of the team is on some real life brother shit. Like, motherfuckers know each other, kids, family members. So yeah, it ain't like Dipset. It ain't like the Lox neither. That's why I don't. Kind of hard to explain.
I just kind of use that as a reference point.
But it ain't like Dipset. It's far from Dipset. They was on the stage.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck with
but hold on, you done kick niggas out the YGs a couple times, man.
And that's the crazy thing. Even them, like, we still cordial with those people.
Yeah.
We
I'm
ain't
talking about even
beefing
people
with
who in the YGs, now you done kick people out the YGs and brought them back in. Like, you done kick niggas out the studio a couple times. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it do be that kind of little bit of aggressiveness, assertiveness, and, you know, how y'all deal with each other. But it is dope seeing that niggas, you know, come back. You know, niggas, I was wrong for that, let me apologize. Or that nigga, I was wrong for that, let me apologize. And it's always a comeback with it. So it do be kind of a little bit of tension sometimes, but you kind of explaining why with the age difference, with the fact that you move a certain way and you kind of expect other people to move a certain way, and then kind of using Wayne as the example. Because I'm that same way too. And correct me if I'm putting words in your mouth. Like, when I say something to somebody, I be wanting to hear verbal confirmation. Like, yeah, you're right, I feel you on that. Damn, I fucked up. Okay, but Wayne might be somebody who ain't gonna give you that verbal confirmation. You know, you could be saying the rightest shit in the world. He'll be like, yeah, okay. But then, and you think nigga ain't listen, but then the nigga go do exactly what you said. But now you sitting around steaming mad, cause I'm trying to tell this nigga, whoop, whoop, whoop. And then you see 2 days later, he done did everything you said. He just ain't gonna give you the benefit of knowing you was right. You know what I'm saying? No, this nigga wasn't right.
That's
I'm not
the
gonna
last
tell you
thing
that.
Wayne doing. He is not telling me I was right about nothing.
Dog, one time me and Wayne had a conversation, and he said, on the other hand, so many times, I started looking like, yo, how many hands do you have, my nigga? Like, but on the other hand, though, I'm like, bro, I'm counting mine like, damn, we both got 2. Like, you know, you ain't gonna be right, bro. He keeps it. No, but on the other hand, we juggling. All right, man, you just got more hands than me.
So you Goro now. Now you Goro in the
like,
bitch.
bro, it was so many other hands, but he ain't gonna let you be right though. But he will listen. That's dope as fuck though. But let's kind of get into Drizz a little bit, being that you put yourself number one. Talk a little bit, because this is Plug City. So the most important thing about this is making sure we plug what you doing and getting it out there. So talk about some of your past projects that you've done, and some stuff that you're working on currently.
So right now, main focus is, I should be, honestly, like, based on what I be telling them to do, I should be still pushing Jack Bleez's Volume 1, because it's only like a month and some days old. I should be still promoting that. But I've been back in the studio recording Jack Bleez's 2. Jack Bleez's 2 getting ready to drop soon. The mix is sounding good, better than Jack Bleez's 1. Like, I've been still working on that too, because I be recording myself a lot.
Okay.
So I haven't been recording myself for Jack Bleezers too. That's one thing that the people who do support me, they was real critical about that. Like, bro, you snapping on these songs, but you have to get better mixes. They was real critical of that, so I haven't recorded myself for Jack Bleezers Volume 2.
Okay.
Get that put out professionally mixed. Probably Von Classics and Official Scholar gonna be mixing it. Gonna sound good. And then the album too. Like, I started promoting the album a couple months ago because I've been looking at like really Kanye. I ain't gonna be doing like the antics and all that wild shit, but I see Kanye do like a lot of teasers for shit that ain't gonna be coming out for a while.
Yeah. You got to do that when you're a CEO.
I promoted my album a couple months ago, and that shit went crazy, like 300 likes. I dropped the cover. No, nothing on my page get that many likes. People do not. I be too blunt with people. They don't fuck with that, y'all. I know people don't like that, but
Yeah.
I posted my album cover. That shit went crazy, so I know people waiting on that. I've been working on music more than ever, but still not enough.
Okay, so for people who want to dig through your catalog and hear some old shit, what would be some shit we should look for, and where can they find it at?
The majority of my shit streaming. Another thing I took from Kanye, I've been finding my old sessions at whatever studios that I recorded back when for like my first mixtape that I put out. Some of the shit that I did, like collab tapes with some of my 5-star G members. Remember, I was doing that first. We ain't talk about that a lot because that was messy. I don't want to be talking about
Yeah, and like I told you, I'm not going to bring it up. If you bring it up, I'll let you bring it up. But the DJ Flash shit, like, we ain't really pushing that. So if you want to.
It's still love. It's love with all of them. Like, me and Buck still do events. I pay them the whole shit.
Yeah.
It's love with them, but that situation just.
It's dead. Yeah. So, what are the name of the projects that's out there so far?
Is one.
Okay.
That's out right now.
It's on all streaming platform?
Yep, I believe so. Apple Music might be making me wait still, but I got the email from everybody else. Tidal, Spotify, Amazon, Google Music.
Okay.
Jack Bleezers Volume 1 streaming on that right now. Savage Suppress streaming right now. What else? Foreign though, that was a collab project I did with JP Brown. That's my boy. He got a podcast advocating fathers' rights.
Okay.
Michigan is a mother state. A lot of dads that's trying to be active, they getting booted out their kids' life. So I got that. Check out JP Brown, his music and podcast. Me and Wayne keep on talking about a collab project. It ain't out yet, but some Concords, that's streaming.
Yeah,
if we do a collab project, that's gonna be on there. That's why I mentioned it. Concord is streaming right now. That's a single. What else? I got collabs with some of the young upcoming artists in Pontiac streaming. Me and ABM Tay got that Slat. That's streaming right now on all platforms. I really got a lot of good music streaming. I ain't gonna lie. I got a feature with a Detroit group, Indigo Black, Maz, Michigan, Crack Kills. I forgot they other member. He ain't on the song, so it ain't really super important. I fuck with you though, my fault.
Yeah.
So me and Indigo Black got a song called Entree that's streaming.
Oh yeah, that shit's hard.
Appreciate
you sent
it.
me that shit is hard as fuck. Who did that beat?
Dougie.
That
from
shit.
Pontiac.
I remember you sent me that shit. Like, that shit is hard as fuck.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Entree, stream that.
Everything that's streaming. I believe that's everything that's streaming. It might be more. If the easy way to find it is just to type in Yakgod space Drizz. That's what all my music uploaded as. You will find everything. I don't think I got shit up there that y'all gonna be like, I was expecting 100,000 and 10. I don't think
Ain't never gonna let that slide. Ain't never gonna let that slide, man. But yo, we gonna combine these two together. Kind of talk a little bit about because, like you said, you do a lot on the side. So kind of talk a little bit about the Burbs Network and Elite Media, and you know what I'm saying, what you're doing with those two outlets.
Elite Media, that's me and Meezy. And Elite Media is growing, so we partner right now with my man's Kaj company, which is called C3 and Co., which is also a media team. We merged our squads with some more dope shooters like Brian Gamble, Reggie Branner. We trying to tap in with Mark Fay because I just seen Mark Fay start shooting videos and his shit actually good quality. So we building. We got the media shit building. We trying to do a lot of different projects from movies to sitcoms, like reality shows. We got a lot of ideas really that we've been bouncing back and forth. The movie is actually getting ready to be like casted.
Yeah, I seen Meezy posted it. I was about to start doing pilot casting for.
The movie is getting ready to be casted, so you can follow Elite Media 248 and to stay like up to date on how you can go audition and be a part of the movie. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna be looking to reach out for other camera hands also. So if you want to be a part as a camera operator, photographer, whatever you feel you can contribute, Elite Media 248, you can be a part of that as well. As far as the Burbs Network, it started off as one podcast, Fresh from the Burbs, and the CEO of the Burbs Network, Anthony McFly. I don't know if he gonna let y'all call him Anthony, but that's his name. Probably call him McFly.
Respect his name, cuz.
He came to me with an idea of expanding the one podcast into a network because there was so many different ideas. Like the podcast was sometimes going for 2-3 hours, Fresh from the Burbs, with so many different topics and directions. So he was like, let's take it a level up and do a whole network. So it's like now instead of doing that super long one podcast, we can magnify some of these ideas and give them their own platform. Like it can be a podcast for music, a podcast for sports, a podcast specifically for women, instead of we trying to smash it all into one show.
Makes sense.
Then it grew to the Burbs TV, that's under construction.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out a way to transition to this next topic without making you out to be the bad guy. 'Cause that's one thing I'm conscious of, man, is making sure, like, I want you to be understood. Like, once I have a conversation with somebody and I understand what point they on and I see the disconnect between you and the audience, you know what I'm saying? It's like I always want to make sure that I feel like my job as media is to try to connect the disconnect a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And just try to help you get your point across, you know, more efficiently. And one of the topics that you kind of talk about often that gets people up in an uproar is when you talk about the Pontiac music scene, and your thoughts and opinions and criticisms and praises of certain artists, and kind of where the scene is, why the scene is where it's at, what needs to be done, what needs to stop being done. I hear a lot of that happens, and when those conversations happen, people feel a certain way. So kind of clarify your thoughts on the Pontiac music scene as far as where it is right now.
I personally feel like I got the least biased perspective of the scene, and that's what make people mad because, like you said, I'm the CEO of the Yakgods. If it was like my agenda really should be the Yakgods versus everybody, I shouldn't even be even worried about everybody else. But like me being a Pontiac nigga before I was a rapper or anything else, it mattered to me. Like the representation of me as a Pontiac nigga, like it matters. I don't want to be represented by, you feel me, some bullshit.
So let me ask you this, because you already said something that I know when people hear, they're going to give you some pushback on, right? When you say you're the least biased. So kind of clarify what you mean by that, because I'm looking at it like when anybody says something, always put it in a scenario and see how it will play out. So if you're saying you're the least biased person, so let's say it's in Pontiac, it's a show going on, and somebody putting on, I'm paying $2,500 per slot for artists to perform. And, we got 4 slots. 3 slots is already filled. And for that 4th slot, it's Wayne J, and it's somebody else who just as dope as Wayne J. They equally dope in their own right. Are you saying that you being Yakgod and him being Yakgod ain't gonna make you lean a little bit towards giving him that? Well, y'all both dope.
I'm finna tell
y'all
you
both
what it depend
fire.
on. I'm finna tell you what it depends on.
Okay.
Did I put my money into this show? This a show
No, it's
I
not your
invested
money.
in?
No, somebody asking you.
Oh,
Yo,
then it's over. I'm picking Wayne every time. If I invested in this show and I'm trying to make my money back, Wayne probably gonna be on the show. But if it
no,
comes
but I'm
down
saying for that final slot, whoever the person is,
if it comes
is
down
Wayne.
to it, I'm going with who finna bring the bodies in.
So let's say whoever it is, that last slot, just making a hypothetical situation, is
You
Wayne,
put whatever name
and
right
it's
there.
somebody
if they
else right
bringing
there.
more bodies than
But no,
Wayne,
let's say they bringing the same amount of bodies. They bringing the same amount of bodies. They just as dope. They both on the same playing field. Will him being Yakgod have any bearing in whether you pick him or not? Because you saying I'm the least biased. So you saying you not giving
it matter
your
who come with the money first.
they ain't got to come with no money.
I thought that's what you said.
No, I said somebody's paying
$2,500
$2,500. Somebody's paying them $2,500 to perform. So if you pick Wayne, he getting $2,500 in his pocket.
Yeah, for sure. I'm picking Wayne.
So that's
Wayne
biased.
need that $2,500.
But that's biased though, right? So then you biased. So that's what people gonna say. Like, and this kind of I always
That's
use,
circumstantial. I guess
But
I'm
that's what bias-
circumstantial bias because Wayne need that $2,500. I know my nigga got 5 kids. I don't know, dog.
Yeah, so-
bro need that $2,500. I'm picking Wayne.
but people kind of look at it like that when you being critical though, right? They kind of feel like, or when you saying who's dopest, or when you saying they kind of look at it from that standpoint that
I
but
could
you
give
gonna
scenarios.
okay,
though.
give me one.
Like the other day, made a post. He said, I know an artist that's top 3 in Michigan. Well, did I tag you, Wayne? This the most nigga I'm endorsing, period. But if we being serious right now, he said the top 3 artists in Michigan.
He said he knows one.
Yeah.
Who was the artist?
He never said, but I know it ain't Wayne. Like, I can feel that Wayne is the greatest artist in the world.
I don't know. How you know it ain't Wayne?
I knew it ain't Wayne.
How you know? Hey, no, we talking artists, not business. We talking artists.
He said he know the top 3, a top 3 artists in my. Cause I know how Oob listens to music. That's how I know he ain't talking about Wayne.
But does that mean that because Oob said that, does that mean Wayne ain't top 3?
No, that's a whole different conversation. That's a whole different conversation. It definitely don't. But I just was, you feel me? I'm talking to Oob.
Okay.
If it would have been somebody else asking the question, I would have, like, if Quay would have made the status, I'm tagging Wayne instantly. Because Quay probably think Wayne is the #1 artist in Michigan, you feel me?
So-
but I just don't think Oob feel like that.
See, this is the only spot, or one of the only spots where we've talked about where me and you differ, right? Because to me, it's like being a CEO is like being a dad, right? Like you can never take that hat off.
I can't believe you said that. They finna be on my ass.
Like ain't no way in the world. Like you never heard Dame Dash say it wasn't Jay. Like I don't care who it. If it's Bleak, it's Bleak. Like I'm not naming nobody that's not Rockefeller. Like I don't care. Oh, Ooh probably wasn't gonna pick one. Well, you should have, nigga, and this is why. Drop the song. You should have. This is why. Plug the album. Like you can't never take your CEO hat off.
My niggas. I just ain't pick Wayne.
But Wayne is #2 on your list though.
Exactly. So Wayne know where we stand.
He right behind you, man. Man, he got
Wow.
Dog, that's hilarious, dog. I'm like, yo, you gotta always, bro, no matter who it is, like I'm always like, and I said this here, I said this on another podcast, and I'm not gonna name drop because it ain't Plug City. But I've said if you give me that same $20 million and I can pick 4 artists for my money, I'm picking Wayne, I'm picking Del Gotti, I'm picking Tez, and I'm picking what he go by now? Low Benz. I don't know what he go by now. Them my 4. That's who I'm picking.
Yeah.
And because of the hustle, Wayne probably would be #4 because it's like, bro, you gotta work. But he getting picked though. I'm just gonna make him watch somebody else get $1 million first. Like, now you want it? Come get it. But I'm definitely picking him.
I
But
definitely invest in Del Gotti as an artist.
yeah, Del Gotti dope.
He would never. He go watch this and be like, he capping. He just don't want me to think he hate me.
No, Del Gotti dope, man.
I invest money in Del as an artist.
Del's dope. He fired, man. But kind of back to the music scene though. How do you view it? Is the scene growing? Is the scene stagnant? Is the scene reclining?
Anybody who say the scene not growing, you not paying attention. That's just not the truth. I can say that.
Okay.
But I can, from like my perspective of it, we growing at a real slow pace because of the bias.
Okay.
Like, how you saying, like, I'm never supposed to take my CEO hat off. But I'm looking at it like this: if somebody else, if we get one more DDG in the dough, but a DDG that's, you feel me? Because I don't want to take nothing away from DDG. People like taking stuff away from DDG.
Of course, yeah.
But somebody who hooped for Pontiac High, you feel me? He'd be at the club. He'd be at the day parties. Like somebody that's like really rooted in the community. If any one of them go big next on the DDG type of level, our whole city, you feel me? We finna be on some Flint, Detroit shit. Everybody gonna be in the movie. So with me, that's what allows me to ask sometimes, like, all right, I gotta push this. People need to see this because I've been traveling. I've been tapping in with different, you feel me, like DJ Greg Street, DJ Bigger Rankin, motherfuckers who really be still trying to break artists. They done exchange social media with me and be following me. So for me, it's like, I love my artists, I love me, but at the same time, if I can make that share that's gonna get the next nigga on DDG level and open the door for everybody, I'll do that because I'm gonna be able to feed my artists forever then.
So let me ask you this: what do you use when you're what is like your measuring stick for growth? Because like right now in Pontiac, there's no spot for performances where cats is really performing at and getting seen. So we trying to judge this based off of social media presence and who's getting the most likes and views and all that type of stuff. So how are you judging the growth? Just more artists making music?
No,
or having more impact?
To be honest, I really do gauge it off social media presence right now. I'm looking to see like who getting posted by Detroit artists, who getting posted by people that's not from, you feel me? Like who, when I see your music, it wasn't your cousin Pookie sharing it. Like who really getting fans? Love. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm gauging it off of. As far as like having a place to perform in Pontiac, this probably gonna make people mad, but I don't feel like that was really part of development because the people who I was seeing perform back then, they still perform the same way right now if we watch them on stage. So have they developed at all?
Yeah, to an extent. Like, and I can honestly, and once again, I'm not just saying it because he's here, but I can use Wayne as an example. I remember the first time I saw Wayne, and this is even shot at me because I ain't been out like that versus the last time I saw him perform. And the last time I saw Wayne perform live was at the Starlito and Don Tripp joint when they opened up for Lito and Tripp. And I remember looking at his first performance and then looking at that, and I was shocked. I'm like, yo, I always knew he had bars. Like, that was never a question. But watching the performance, like, I saw the growth. Like, yo, like, his show was dope. Like,
Wayne grew from traveling, performing, being in the city, Port Huron, Pontiac. I thought we talk about specifically Pontiac. I don't feel like Pontiac, what we did have for performers was grooming people to grow.
Well, let me ask you this. And I don't want you to use a name. Just think about this. And because when I think about, the earlier Pontiac, the performance scene, I'm thinking of when Lonnie Brown used to do his joint, when Binks had the mic check Mondays. It used to be something that the Sabor. Are you saying that the same artists you saw then are still performing now? Because from my point of view, it's like a lot of the artists who I saw then,
but some of them, like my peers that's still rapping, like you said, I ain't gonna name
we ain't
nobody,
trying to,
but it's only a handful of them who have grown from rapping over their tracks to now being able to get their instrumental spun with the ad libs and rocking it like the Locks. And I feel like if we gonna talk about development, that's part of it. Like if you've been performing for 10 years and you still can't do that.
Well, kind of that's the point I'm saying. Is like I don't think those, because the scene started to die down. Like that MCM Lonnie Brown had like a good 3-4 year run. So it's like then people stopped performing. So just as they was getting in their groove, they fell off. So it's like now that I don't really see those same people performing, those same people having those outlets, because we were seeing people getting comfortable on stage, learning how to you don't rap your song the same way in the studio you do on stage. They was learning that because that Mic Check Monday or that Lonnie Brown Two-Face joint was their first time actually hitting the stage and first time actually having that opportunity. So it's like now that, Wayne was lucky enough to have you in this corner, like, yo, let's go here. Yo, let's go there. Let's do this. So when that fell off, he was still able to perform. Y'all squad was still able to move around. But it's like a lot of artists weren't able to move around, and it showed. It's like, yo, once that died, once Mill Street closed, they closed. Like, you know what I'm saying? The same people who were saying, yo, I need 400 to hop on the stage, you can't get people to come nowhere else without a ready-made audience. Man. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of showing within that, you know, when those outlets kind of went away. So it was just kind of, you know, interesting hearing your point of view on that and how you view that. And we're going to kind of wrap it up with this, though. I'm going to ask you, so what's next for Drizz? What's next for YG? We know we got the Zach Bleezers 2 coming. What's next for Pontiac? What's next for Elite? What's next for the Burbs? What do we need to be looking out for?
I'm going to start with what's next for Pontiac. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of people that I did view as biased really like work on shaking their bias. I'm seeing people sharing more people that they not personally tied in with. And I feel like that's going to be the Pontiac breakthrough. People taking their pride and just sharing shit because it's dope and not because that's my man's. So I feel like that right there is going to be Pontiac's breakthrough. Okay. As far as the Burbs Network, we got Burbs Weekend this month. The weekend of the 27th, I believe the Friday going to be the 27th. So that weekend is Burbs Weekend. If you want to pop out, we usually do Burbs Weekend in Southfield. The Burbs Network has an Instagram. You can follow the Burbs Network, spell everything correctly. You can go on there. We'll keep you updated on Burbs Weekend so you can come out and be involved with that.
Okay.
Ask me what's next with the Yakgods. Yeah. Who Am I 2? Wayne J finna drop next. Then we got Pee Wee dropping. I'm probably, to be honest, Pee Wee gonna drop. I ain't gonna say he ain't gonna drop. Pee Wee's gonna drop. Because, like you said, I'm the CEO. I got to see shit through.
There we go.
Pee Wee's going to drop. Wayne dropping, Pee Wee dropping. Then I'm going to drop Jack Bleezers too. Because I don't want to be flooding and overshadowing shit. So they finna drop Golly Herbs. That's Golly Herbs is out here. I can't even say under construction because he moving and doing his thing. That's Sean. Tap in with Golly Herbs on Instagram. No H. GODLYERBS. Tap in with that. Cap, like I said, he was focused on something else. I'm going to let that out the bag right now because that's next for YG's Heart on My Sleeve brand. That shit going to be hard. He showed me the logos. Like, he set up like for a long time plotting on this Heart on My Sleeve shit. So I give him hell because he ain't in the booth, but I do commend him because he have been working on something. And he trying to he wants something that he could give to his new son. Shout out to Hero too. Hero just was born.
It's dope.
That's what really give me hype. Like Cap, Wayne, they do this shit for their kids. And that's what's fire. Like they do this shit for their kids. You can tell they doing this shit for their kids.
Yeah.
I love that. What else next?
Elite Media.
Elite Media, the movie. That shit on the way. Behind the Lens shows. It's kind of like this, but it's not exactly the same. I'm going to chop it up with Hank, see what we can do with, you feel me, bringing Behind the Lens over here, getting them involved with that.
Dope.
You feel me? The bigger the better with me. I ain't no selfish motherfucker. I like working with people. I hate working by myself, to be honest. I hate it. It's too much. I got too much going on already. So whoever trying to collab on whatever, I'm talking about the small, you trying to do a mixtape cover together, whatever, let's do that shit.
That's what's up. So real quick, let me give myself a round of applause. Y'all gonna be able to hear that. Because I stayed away from the petty, man. It was a lot of petty stuff that I wanted to ask Drizz that I didn't, man. It was just itching because, man, Drizz is a lightning rod, man. And
I'm going to answer it, too. So
yeah, but no, I know you will. That's why I did. Like, you ain't going to beat around the bush. That's why certain times, don't give me a name. Don't say it, because I know. And I know that'll be what sticks out with everybody, man. So, we could have had a little more juicier information, but we ain't doing that here at Plug City, man.
I don't got no issues with nobody.
No, not about issues. Just, like I said, you're a lightning rod, and you ain't afraid to speak your mind. And if I can't figure out a way to spin the conversation to get, like I said, I feel like it's my job to connect the disconnect. And there's certain stuff that you would say that I don't feel like I could connect the disconnect for. And I'm just going to expose the disconnect to everybody. It's a meme go around that I always see that says, straighten your homegirl's crown without letting the world know it's crooked. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, like, that'd be my thing. Like, not straight into your crown, homie, not like that. But it's always like, I know what you're trying to say, and let me kind of help them say it in a way so we can get the desired result. And if I can't do that, then I just don't say it. Because now I'm
thing though is now I'm active, so I'm chewing y'all. I don't even gotta keep talking to y'all no more. Just watch.
And that's the best thing though, right? Because the combination is always the best. That, you know what I'm saying? To actually hear it, see it, and do it. You know, that's when it's always best. So that way, because when they just see it and didn't hear it, it seems like luck. You know, but like when you call your shot, like, oh no, this wasn't luck. I called this. This is skill. So sometimes it's always best to let them see it, hear it, do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but Drizz, man, we appreciate you for coming out. Thank you for spending time with us, man. Definitely want to have you back. Like I said, there's a lot more we could talk about.
I know I'm with it.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, appreciate you once again. Plug your Instagram, plug your social media, plug your music, plug where we can find you at.
Like I said, man, and like Logic been trying to tell y'all, I ain't play pimping with this shit, so you can find me at the website, www.theyakgods.com, TheYakgodz, because it's a squad. It ain't just me, theyakgods.com. That's my social media handle, too, without no Z, the Yak God on everything, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, wherever you want to find me. I make it easy. I don't want to have 1,000 social handles.
Bet.
I'm old now. I can't remember all that shit.
I feel you on that, man.
At the Yak God on everything.
Yes, sir. So we appreciate you. Thank you for coming out. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Plug City, Dope Ideas Media. Yeah.
Plug City. Hit the